We appreciate all the participation over the last few weeks, especially in the Q&A section. Some great questions that have been coming our way to the presenters, and it's really helped with the whole educational process of just trying to allow everybody to figure out what their path is, what options they have. And we're really excited today to have a presenter that will answer a lot of the questions that seem to pop up every week when we have these. So I'm going to turn it over to Mike Bloom right now, who's going to introduce our presenter. Mike?
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Before I do that, I want to share a video of just the NA, the Lone Star program, just kind of give you a peek of what the level looks like and kind of a behind the scenes look. And then we'll introduce Dan, and he'll talk to us today about what scouts are looking for, what coaches are trying to, to coach the kids now so they have the opportunity to move on and be seen in the right way and perform once they get to these different levels. And get into that for today. But first, let's take a look at this video. Bear with me while I am adding more people into this chat. Start it again here.
To my own device, I never had to compromise. The city is like a jungle, gotta make it mine. Put my fears right out of sight, beat the hustle, better get it right. In a game where the strong survive, only the strong survive. Your chains will not hold me down, the break and fall to the ground. Can't tame these lions inside. Raining like thunder, ready for a fight. These lions inside. These lions inside. These lions inside. These lions inside. To be the hero, I started on a heaven zero. In a city like a jungle, I had to get mine. Never give, you gotta take. Be the catapult to storm the gates, cause the champion is never giving in. See you through till the end of days, till the end of days. Your chains will not hold me down, the break and fall to the ground. Can't tame these lions inside. That they're walking ain't cutting through their skin. They're hunting down their prey to the bitter end. The ground that they're walking ain't cutting through their skin. They're hunting down their prey to the bitter end. The ground that they're walking ain't cutting through their skin. They're hunting down their prey. Let the games begin. Your chains will not hold me down. The break and fall to the ground. Can't tame these lions inside. The power is raining like thunder, ready for a fight. These lions inside. These lions inside. ground that they're walking ain't cutting through their skin. They're hunting down their prey through the bitter end. The ground that they're walking ain't cutting through their skin. They're hunting down their prey. Let the games begin.
All right, so hopefully that gave you a little bit of an inside peek on what that level's like. But just to reiterate, you know, Dan is the head coach and GM for the Lone Star Brahmas in the North American Hockey League. The first presenter, if you joined that we had on was from the NA3, which is within that ladder of development right underneath the NA. So the players that play in the NA3 are trying to obviously get to the NA. So we're real lucky to have Dan come in and talk to our group, not only because he's been around and coached at the NA for a long time, but he actually has one of the top programs in the North American League. This past season, before it was cut short, he was coaching the top team, not only in the division, but in all of the NA. I think the final record was like 42-9-1. And, you know, that team ended up getting a lot of different awards. Dan specifically won GM and Coach of the Year. We had a lot of forwards and defensemen get accolades. Our goaltender was Goaltender of the Year, and different things like that. So another milestone for Dan is he did get 500 wins this year. So very select company of people that have 500 wins in the NA. So again, real lucky to have him. He's going to come in and kind of share his views on what players, you know, should be working on, but more specifically what scouts and coaches like him are looking for in players, so that they have the opportunity to, you know, make higher level teams and move on from there. So without further ado, Dan, take it away.
All right. Well, first off, thanks for everyone taking the time for the webinar. I believe that this is something where we're really trying to educate not just the players, but the families as well on how to get to that next level. I hear it from parents all the time, like they come to tryouts and they really don't understand what we're kind of looking at. And I really want you guys to kind of get a really good feel from the presentation here. Hopefully I can accomplish that of what I am, from my eyes, what I am seeing, and what maybe you guys are maybe not working on, or what you can work on even more. So I'm going to bring up a few slides to actually show you that what we look for as as coaches for players. We don't just look for the guys that are, everyone at our level can shoot the puck, everyone at our level can make passes, but it starts to get into more detail. And that's, I hope you guys can see some of the detail away from the puck, not just when you have the puck. So that's what I'm going to kind of show you here. I'm just going to share my screen here. I'm going to talk about the first thing we're going to work on here is just tracking. Okay. So this is just, it has nothing to do with anything except compete. Can everyone see my screen? Everyone's good? So the first part of it is we're in the dark colors here. You're going to see that we turn a puck over here. It turns into a 2-on-1. Just watch how hard this guy tracks to get back. Like, everyone is bearing down their head. They're coming back as hard as they possibly can, and they turn this into nothing. Okay, a lot of this is just effort, but we don't work hard enough away from the puck, in my opinion. Watch. See how they're bury their head. Look at these guys. They're willing to compete hard away from the puck, not just when they have the puck. Watch them. They keep skating. And what we're trying to talk about here is get numbers. Like, we want to have even numbers with these guys. And it's a bit about competing your tail off away from the puck. Again, you'll see it. We are in the dark colors. We watch our whole group. You'll see it a lot of times in camps and in midget hockey, lower levels. This guy won't keep competing away from the puck. We have a slogan that say we skate blue to blue. We want to get everyone back. We want to get everyone in the picture. If you stop it right here, every one of our guys is in this picture to create offense. So we really believe in how hard you work away from the puck creates that offense to go the other way. You're going to see again, we're in the white, okay? We're in the white with the puck. We have the puck here. We make a mistake, okay? All right, you see these guys, watch. We run into each other a little. Watch this guy, how hard they compete. Look how hard they work to get back into the play and into helping. Look how, that's just effort. You want to make a team, you need to do this. It's not just when you have the puck, it's when you don't have the puck. I'm going to show you some more details later, but this is all just tracking right now. Again, this guy, this D-man now has time to step because he's reading numbers here. He's reading this guy. If this guy does just kind of lollygags back and doesn't work hard, look at these guys ready to work and really skate. They're not just lollygagging. They're going as hard as they can, tracking behind. Now we got a puck and we're in a breakout mode and we're not playing D-zone. Now we're going and turning around. All 5 guys are in the picture. And now we create offense. Why do I want all those 5 guys in the picture? So now when he gets the puck and we go up here, we can create offense. And now look at all of us. Now we're in breakout. Now we transition. Now this guy doesn't have a gap on us. A lot of younger players, they'll stay up here and they'll be too tight a gap. So you can't even get the puck. So again, your tracking turns into offense. All 5 guys, watch them work. Look at them compete. Blue to blue. Now we can take this guy and we want to make sure young D-men, we're trying to put pressure on these guys. When you have numbers, you can make sure you're putting pressure on that guy to make a decision. He made him make a decision to dump that puck in. Again, now we're in breakout mode because how hard we worked away from the puck. This is what we're looking for. We'll only do a few more clips on this. Okay, I think you guys are getting the point. Okay, you'll see again here. Okay, transition, how hard we work away from the puck. Okay, again, tracking here. Look at us come back, all 5 guys in the picture. This really helps if a guy makes a mistake. We're now in a great position. This has nothing to do with skill. We have guys in our team that make Division I because of their compete, because of their effort away from the puck, not just with the puck. So, and you'll see here a bit again, you're going to see just tracking and how important it is. That tracking, see how he picks up the guy, could have went for an empty net. One more. Okay, just this is all just buried in your head and working and competing. Okay, now we just got to pick up guys and we got numbers. And now this creates an offense because we all got back and we all competed. Okay, so you ask, let me get this back to the main screen here, sorry. You ask me like what we're looking for, that has nothing to do with anything but effort. And I look for that in tryouts. That's one thing I look for. There's a bunch of other things I'm going to show you here, but please believe me that if you don't work hard away from the puck, you're going to have a hard time playing at the next level. And I think that's when coaches are on you about competing. What you're going to see is it transitions to the offense as well. How hard you work away from the puck. So now I'm going to do a little bit more of what I kind of show my guys. We'll start. You guys see the screen okay? All right. Let me do the NHL stuff first, okay? So I got some of this from the D1 program. So you hear coaches all the time, they say, play fast, play fast. Well, that doesn't just mean skating. Okay, this means a lot of different things. When you watch this guy right here, he comes down. We'll talk about this later on. But this net drive guy is very important. But playing fast is putting it on this guy's tape. I see a lot of you guys, they throw it in this guy's backhand. Now he cannot even get the shot off. He gets it. Playing fast is not just basically getting this and stick handling with it. A lot of guys will stick handle. You stick handle, that's not going to the net. Bang, right to the net. But there's a few things we play. I'll let it play out in full speed next one. But playing fast, in my opinion, is watch this guy. Comes down. What's he do? He looks. If he's a lefty, righty. Guy gets it, shoots it quick. Playing fast again. Again, you'll see again. Good strip, good track. How do I play fast? You're going to watch most of these guys have eye contact with each other. They know if he's a lefty or a righty, and they get the puck. They don't dribble. They don't stick handle. They shoot what? Quick. You want to score more goals. You want to get more points. You have to be able to play fast. To play fast, again, look at his eyes. His eyes are up. He's looking if he's a lefty or righty. He's not putting it in the guy's feet. He's putting it right on his stick so he can score a goal. Okay, you're going to see this again. Again, underhandling the puck. When he gets the puck here, if he stick handles, their guys are going to be right on him. He doesn't stick handle. Again, who plays fast? Puts it right on the guy's tape. There's no stick handling, no dribbling. Again, we want to play quick. You got to shoot the puck, play quick. You can't stick handle when you have those areas. Okay, really good play here. You're going to see Tarasenko. I'll bring this back. You can see a little bit. Great strip by the forecheck. Watch what they do here. They make eye contact. A lot of you guys go, oh, I know where he is. And it goes here, or it goes here, or it goes somewhere. To play fast is to put it right on that guy's tape. To play fast for Tarasenko, he gets the puck. He does hold it, but he pushes it out, changes the angle, and shoots it quick. Okay? All underhandle. You don't see stick handles on here. Everything is quick shot, quick release. Okay? I'll let this one play out a little. He looks, finds the late guy, finds his tape, shoot quick. Okay, show a couple more here. Again, watch what are they doing? They're making what? Eye contact, knowing if he's a lefty or righty. He's not just throwing it blind. Again, you're going to see this later on in the presentation. Get to the net. You want to score goals? My mother always taught me. Please listen and write this down. You want to go get goals is get to the net. Okay, you can score 5 extra goals each year if you get to the net. So if you got 10 last year, you could have got 15. You got 15, you could have got 20. Just by getting to the net too, okay? This guy, even if he does shoot it and a rebound comes, bang, you're putting it in the net. Keep getting to the net. Again, what are we really focusing on here? Playing fast. Eye contact, head up, okay? Putting on the guy's tape. That's what I'm looking for. That's a skill, okay? This guy doesn't waste time. He's under heavy pressure here, heavy pressure. If he does one stick handle, there's no way he's getting this to the net. Guys are got good stick position, and they won't allow you to get to the net, okay? All right, let's go on to the next one here. All right, this is going to be more about away from the puck, going to the net, okay? You're going to see guys get to the dirty areas, okay? A lot of the stuff I'm showing you today is shooting quick, stuff that you don't need it. Like, this isn't a ton of skill you need. It's just little details. Okay, you watch this guy, he gets to the net. He could have stayed on the outside. A lot of guys, they want to stay on this perimeter, on the outside. If you want to score goals, you have to get to the net. And when you get guys to the net, put pucks to the net. We're looking for that. Okay, great job. Okay, again, if he just stayed outside, he gets to the net. Hey, is it easy getting to the net? You're going to have to take a little bumping. It's not fun getting into those areas. That's why those guys pay the price to score. Look, pays the price, scores goals. Okay, again, this one is second, third effort. Again, we got to the net, stopped in front. How many young guys go and do drive-bys or go past the net? Throws on the brake, stops in front. If you see a guy to the net, puck to the net, bodies to the net. This guy, I always talk about this. Please make sure you make a note of this too. Second and third efforts is what gets you to the next level. If he just stopped right now, there's an extra effort by that extra whack in there that scores the goal. I have too many guys that have internal whistles. They believe that once they see the play done, it's done. You're not done that play until you hear a whistle. Until you hear that whistle blow, you're not finished. So keep competing, keep playing. I look for that. Big thing for me is second, third efforts. Okay. All right. If he doesn't get to the net and stop and does a drive-by, he doesn't score this goal. The second effort scores the goal. I'll show a few more here and then, okay. You're going to really notice that this guy he's always cuts in, does a great job protected, but he's not the guy that scores the goal. It's these late guys that work away from the puck to get those goals. I look for how hard you work. Look how far they're away. They could easy, midget players, guys I'm watching, I see this. They start coasting here. They start going like this. Okay. What I look for is these guys keep driving, keep going hard to the areas. Because when this guy gets in here, look at this guy, keeps skating. He keeps working to get to the net. And then he gets rewarded because he goes to the net and stops and puts those pucks in. You want to score more goals. You want to get seen by coaches. Get to the net. The next thing too is when you go, you want to get body position. You want to get inside position on these guys. Everyone wants everyone to stay to the outside, to the outside, to the outside. That's what teams want you to do. They want to keep you outside. What you need to do as a young player is get inside this house, get inside the dirty areas. Okay. Watch him get inside position. This guy here, I'll bring it back so you can see it a little bit better. Okay. Watch him get inside position. Okay. This guy doesn't do a good job on the D side, but we get inside position and now he's heavy on his stick. Heavy, puck goes to the net, gets rewarded by going to the net. Who else does a good job on this? Is the guy coming around here. He sees a guy is going to the net. He gets head up. He's got eye contact. And he put it to the net. You want to score more goals, you got to get to the net. Okay. Really nice play here. Great forecheck by number 7. Okay. What does he do? He looks and gets information. He knows his buddy has the puck now. A lot of you guys will just do this big drive-by behind the net, or we'll just kind of go for an area. He sees that he has this puck now. He did a good job. He gets to the net. Okay. What do we want to do when we get this puck? Put pucks to the net. When you get bodies going to the net, put pucks to the net. Okay. We got a puck to the net. Look, we want to outnumber them. How many guys do they have? They have 1. Okay. We have 2 on the inside. 2 on the inside of this. That's what we're always looking to do. 1, 2, rebound. Pucks and bodies to the net. Again, great forecheck, sees it, gets to the net, put pucks to the net, rebounds, goals. You're going to see this one. This will be one of the last. I'll show you 1 or 2 more. Okay, this guy goes around hard. Watch him get hard on his stick. Okay, you got bodies. Look how hard he gets on his stick. Okay, get to the net is a big component for us. Okay, see how hard he is on the stick. All right, getting to those nets, second, third efforts is how you score. All right, so just bear with me. Sorry, guys. I might have to shut that down for a second. Is everyone clear with me about a few things there? Getting to the nets. We understand that. I hear parents all the time saying, I don't understand why my son doesn't, make your team. We have a lot of guys come try out, but it's the way you are away from the puck, not just when you have the puck. I see guys, they work on the toe drags, they work on the soft skill. At the end of the day, you guys are going to have to also work on a few other things too. You're going to have to work on your wall work. You're going to have to work on other details that's going to help you make a coach like me. You're going to come from different programs. I need to be able to trust you. I feed my family by my job. You know, at higher levels, that's how they feed. It's a business. It's not just you get what, you know, you pay money and you get to play equal ice time. It becomes ability to who's going to play hard away from the puck, not just when you have the puck. It's not just the guys that have the toe drags and make that one big play in a game that everyone's going, did you see that play? I want to see guys that are the 90%ers, the guys that are going to play hard away from the puck, not just when they have the puck. Okay. So I'm going to show you a couple now of junior clips so you can see what it's like at our level a little bit more. To help you go through, let's see if I can get this pulled up here. Just bear with me, guys. I'm sorry. Sometimes my program I put this in, it shuts down on me real quick. So I got it up now. So I'll just share it with you guys now. Okay.
Feel free to chat your questions too for anyone who has questions. We'll run through it once Dan's done showing you the different clips. So if you look at the chat bar, you can, you know, throw your questions in there and we'll walk through them with Dan.
Okay, I just got to share this screen, Bloomer, and then I don't know why it does this. Okay. Sorry guys, I apologize. That just goes out sometimes. So now you're going to see our team, and I'm going to go through a bunch of different things that I'm going to show you in detail what it looks like. All right, guys. So can everyone see this? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right. We go back. This is our team in the white. You watch this guy, he keeps skating. He's going to keep hounding. He gets after the puck. Watch all our guys. Where are they all heading? Everyone is getting what? You see all our guys getting back. We are a hard team. We're number one in defense all the time because we always outnumber their guys. There's their 5 guys. How many guys do we have back? It's really important as a coach, as me, when I'm watching you doing your tryouts and stuff, is how hard you're not just going this way, but how hard you come back and how hard you track. Okay. Okay, you're gonna see this guy as in our white. He's on our team. He sees the D steps on him, so he's just chipping the puck to soft ice. He does a good job reading. Watch how hard he is on the puck. Some of you young players don't understand. This is what this is just a one-on-one battle. Look how hard he works to get that puck back. Does a great job. He now skates to the puck, his head's up. What's our second guy doing? Getting to the what? Getting to the net. He does another good job at delaying. Okay, his eyes are up ice. Okay, he sees this guy was going to be open. He's not open. Moves his feet, protects the puck. Guys, I promise you, I am going to look for in tryouts is how hard you are on pucks. I'm sure your coaches do one-on-one battles. And sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, we're doing this again. This is very important to be strong on those one-on-one battles and protect the puck. Okay? We make a kind of soft play here, but again, we're getting numbers at the net with guys to the net and pucks to the net. So strong on those pucks, okay? You're going to see one here we don't do a good job, okay? I'm going to show you why, okay? We're not strong on the pucks here. Our guy gets the puck right here, okay? He's not strong on it. See how the puck pops out? That is not good. Even at our level, like this guy's one of the best D-men in the league, but he's got to get stronger on the puck there. All right? We got another D that goes in and helps him. He gets the puck. Watch how soft he is on it. I look for this. If this puck just pops here or pops here and it's on you, you didn't do a good job. Again, watch this again. He gets pushed against the wall and the puck pops out right to their guy. That is not heavy enough. That's not strong enough. That's a breakdown for me. You have to do a better job as D-men is to be hard on the pucks here. You see how that puck just popped out when he get pushed. When you get pushed, you need to control this puck. You should have been able to use your feet, kick it there, and boom, we're gone out. What does he do? He gets pushed up against the wall. The puck cuts out. They get the puck. They're on offense. That's the difference between either winning games and losing games. That's the difference between making teams and not making teams, is those little details on how you protect the puck and you make plays. We didn't do a great job. We do a really good job of being hard to play against here. Really good job of being, we always talk about this. If you don't know and you struggle in D zone, all you have to do is this. You, me, net. That's a good one. Check mark. You, me, net. Good. You, me, net. That's good. That's how we decipher all our stuff. We're not doing a good job here because we're on the wrong side. So we look for that stuff too. You always want to try and be you, me, net with a good stick. Okay. And we got to be hard to play against. If you look at this guy right here, he's hard to play against because he just does his job. At higher levels, when your mom and dad are in working, you know, we have to just do your job. When you don't do your job, it makes it really difficult for others to do your job. And I know in tryouts, it's chaos sometimes because someone doesn't do their job. Don't worry about it. We just saw you do your job. We love that. Just do what you can do. Don't worry about others in tryouts. When you start to be with your team, with the group you're going to be with, you better pay attention to details. Do your job. And we always want to know where the puck is at all times. And that's how you play quick, okay? That's something we can talk about later. Next one here. Okay, you're going to see number 11 get the puck here. Okay, watch him. He gets the puck in. There's got numbers. The guy's right on him. He chips it in behind the D, advances it. Watch how hard he works. Okay, a lot of younger players, once they get held up, they're done. They're not going after this. They're not competing. What I tell you to begin with, second and third efforts is what makes teams. If you don't keep competing and keep after this puck like he does, this guy's committed to Army. Okay, keeps after it. Good stick. He has a good stick there. Watch his stick. A lot of young guys, they'll drag their stick behind. We don't care. Take away his speed by putting your stick in front. Stick on puck. That's important on your forecheck. Does a good job finishing the guy off. Now we get the puck, and now we can play. Great job. Stays after it, heavy on the puck, and now we're in our positions. That's a really good job. Second, third efforts. But it's how he played away from the puck, too. You're going to see a face-off here, okay? Our guys are trying to get really organized, so we play as a fist, not a finger, okay? Our guy jumps through here, okay? Has to fight through a check, okay? Our guys are not doing a good job because they're not you, me, net. What is the other team doing? They're doing a good job of getting to the what? Getting to the net. What I say, how you score goals, get to the net, okay? This guy curls, soft. He doesn't go hard against him. This guy comes, curls, soft. They got how many numbers at their net? They got numbers. They got 2 against 1 there at the net. Okay? This is really, really important. I want you guys to understand. My wingers, if you don't work on this wall work, you will struggle. Okay? He just got the puck and threw it right to this guy right here. That is a huge breakdown. That's a huge breakdown. Hello?
You're good.
Yeah, but my thing froze again. Can you guys see this wall work though?
Yep.
Sorry guys, again, this thing freezes sometimes on me. See if I can get it. Just gotta get out one time. Sorry. I gotta get out of it one more time. Sorry. Okay. Can you guys start seeing some of that stuff as far as, like, if I got my board up here, a lot of it, we had our winger get the puck here and he just threw it right to the D there. If you don't work on that stuff, how are you going to make the next level? Because this is what it's not just about the D breaking out. Wingers, you guys are part of 50% of the breakouts too. Okay, you have to work on your wall work. And what we teach a lot of times is shoulder checks. So I want you guys to just do a quick exercise with me. Read what's behind you right now. Look behind you right now. Oh, don't look. Don't look. That's how we read in hockey a lot of times. And I'm like, I don't understand it either. You can't read unless you check shoulders and you look. How to be a better player is getting information, understanding information, seeing the ice. If you don't look around before you get that puck, you are not going to play at a higher level. I tell you right now. We really teach how to get our feet the right way. So we really want to turn and know where our check is and know where the puck is at all times. It's pretty silly when I said look behind you, but read behind you, but you can't look. That's how silly it looks to us sometimes when we don't look when you're getting pucks as well. See if I can bring, I apologize, this Steva program, when I get in Zoom sometimes it really messes up. So Bloomer, I'm going to try and get this set up. I got probably 3 or 4 more clips that I want to show. And then if you want to start with a question right now, if that's okay.
Yeah, we haven't had any questions come in yet, but if you guys want to chat some more, it doesn't necessarily have to all be about scouting. If you have just general questions you want Dan's opinion on or things like that, feel free to chat that in there. I will say, just going off of the things that he showed, I think it's probably different than what you probably expect scouts and coaches to be looking for. There's a lot of detail. And there's a lot of little things that are happening within the game that he's trying to obviously show you that are now going to be just as important as how well you can skate or how hard you can shoot the puck or, how skilled you are and how well you can stick handle. If you're trying to move up levels, everybody can skate and stick handle and shoot and things like that. But, how hard can you battle for pucks on the wall and come out with the puck? How hard can you compete coming back and tracking pucks? Like, these are all things that scouts look for. And if you can't do it playing midgets, at whatever level you're playing at, how are you going to do it when you move up a level and everyone's bigger, faster, and stronger and think the game a little bit better? So these are all things that are really important for everyone to start working on now with whatever team they're currently playing on.
Okay, I got it going again. So apologize, guys. Sometimes I just got to shut it off, turn it on. Sorry. Okay. Show you a few more clips here so you can understanding playing away from the puck. Okay. You see this guy, he played hard. You mean that. Okay. Look, we're doing a better job of boxing out here. Almost goes in, but our young D, this guy is a really young D for us that understands that he has to do a job away from the puck. So a young D, you got to get on the right side of this guy and really box him out. It's almost a goal, but he did a good job of being in the right position to make sure he did a good job of boxing him out. Okay, that what I told you before, watch our guys, watch this number 18. Watch what he does with his shoulder check, what we just talked about. He already knows that he has to find his pressure. He has to find where this guy, if he's coming, if this guy's going to back out, he's got to find his pressure. So his feet are this way. He always wants to know where the puck is, and he wants to know where his check is. That's, if I don't have to teach that, that really helps me as well. So I'd expect our coaches to be working on that, players to be working on that. So when that puck comes around the wall, that you know you can go this way quick. You know this guy backed off, or if he comes down, I should know I've got to protect that puck. So that's what I really want you guys to see. When you check shoulders, you're gaining information. All right. Okay. We do a really bad job here. And this is something I want you guys to see. This guy should be boom. Nice angle, good stick. And this would, I would evaluate you in a tryout. This would be a minus for you. We do either pluses or minuses every shift. This would be a minus because this guy just went right around you. You always want to try and be on the right side of him. Like you want to be soft block and be on that side of him. He should not be able to beat you up ice. So this guy's a really good goal scorer. He scored 35 goals for us, led the whole league in scoring. But when he goes to college, he's not going to score 35 goals. He might score 10. He might score 8. We hope he scores more. But he's going to have to learn to get on the right side of him. So this should be nothing. There shouldn't, that guy, that we should be going on offense, not defense, because of his mistake. Okay, we do another, you're going to see another really bad job of wall work. Okay, this guy just gets it and he has a problem. A problem to a problem is no good. So he just threw it up the wall. That's not my problem anymore. I look for that in tryouts. When you get the puck, what did he not do? He didn't really check his shoulder. When a guy comes down, what do I want you to be? Heavy on this puck. So if you're heavy on it and you get it here, you just have a little bump back and you're out. This guy can't just throw it off the wall and think he's going to get it out. We really teach this for wall work. There's so much detail in wall work. But anything, when you're up higher, if it gets out over the blue line, great. If you're down lower below this line, you're a lot of times you can't chip it out because someone came to protect that spot. So you have to know your wall work. You have to know when you're down low, you probably can't do that chip out. If you're up higher, yes, you can chip that out because it got over the blue line. That's a rule of ours. If it gets out over the blue line, what do all these guys have to do? Come back, tag up, and then they have to play slow. So you have to really work on your wall work. You have to work on where you're at in the D zone on getting pucks in and out. So that's not a good job by us. And I wanted to show you that we make those mistakes too. Okay. Okay, you're going to see, because we do a good job of numbers here, watch our guys. We don't get the puck. We're tracking. We have a D-man that jumped in the play. He's getting back. Our guy covered for him. He sees we have good numbers. We call this soft locking. Our D, young D, these gaps are important. He has a good gap. That creates offense to go the other way. If he has a bad gap, they're going on offense. So work on your gaps as well. Okay, I think that might be it. Yeah, okay. So I hope you guys can see some of that stuff. Let me see here. Okay, so now I'm just going to kind of open it up. I really want to talk about a few things there, okay? It was very clear, I thought, was the tracking away from the puck. If you're a young player, we talk about this before you come see us. If you don't have a good attitude and effort, that's something you can control every day. You wake up, good attitude, good effort. A lot of that stuff that you saw at the beginning was just compete. How hard they worked away from the puck. That's an attitude. That's effort they have in their brains, how hard they're going to compete. They're not going to be lazy. They're going to go away from the puck. The second thing was to play fast, okay? How to play fast. You hear coaches, I want you to play fast, play fast, play fast. How do I play fast? A lot of guys don't tell you how to play fast. We're going to tell you at higher levels, and that to play fast is to put it on guys' tape, is to make sure that you're making eye contact and you're seeing. You saw NHL guys, they're not guessing. A lot of you young players, you guess. You throw pucks and you think it's, oh, I thought he was there. I'd really encourage this when you have a second. Get a coin and flip it in the air and catch it like this. And then you have to say heads or tails. Well, we don't do that in Lone Star. We flip the coin and we catch it like this and we say if it's heads or tails, because we know, because we're reading, we're seeing the play. We don't throw pucks, we don't guess, we're looking. So how do you play at a higher level? How do you play faster? Is looking, seeing plays, reading if he's a lefty or righty. When you get the puck, what are you going to do? Are you going to stick handle 3 times? No, you're going to get it in those slots and shoot quick. You got to know when to shoot quick and when to stick handle. And then the last few that I showed you about ours was just being hard and heavy on pucks, playing away from the puck when and with the puck. Make sure you're protecting the pucks. These are things that I really look for. There's other coaches that maybe just look for high-end skill. Well, guess what? You're going to have to learn all the stuff I just showed you there too. I love high-end skill players, love it. But if you don't work on your compete and being heavy, I encourage parents to push on their sons or daughters or whoever's playing, or their moms pushing on having static pressure, why they're stick handling, why they're dribbling. I don't think we get a lot. We have a lot of guys that fall down in games. That's a breakdown for us because you're not strong on your skates. You got to be heavy and strong on your skates. Really important. Are you going to fall down in games? Absolutely. But you got to get back up and compete. But if you're falling all the time, that's because you're balance and edge control. I think it's really important that you guys, when you go into tryouts, yes, you do have to do something that's a 9 for some coaches. What I mean by that is you have to have something in your game that I'm really, really going to want to have on my team. I don't care. I don't need all top-end skill guys. To balance my team, I need guys that are going to finish checks. I need guys that are going to be good PK guys. I need guys that are going to be guys that are going to score goals. I'm going to need guys that are going to do the little things that other guys don't want to do. Team guys. So I really encourage you guys to, when you go into these tryouts, is understand who you are and what you want to be as a player. Don't do something you're not. And everyone thinks just going up and scoring the goal or like going end to end, that's not what I look for. I hope you understand that by this presentation. I hope you see that there's so many more things I'm looking for than just the goal scores. I'm looking for guys at hockey sense, guys that can play hard away from the puck, guys that compete to the bench, even making those strides to the bench. It's playing hard every time you're on the ice and understanding that to play quick is not just to skate quick. To play quick is to make plays. To make plays is to make sure you're looking and seeing and reading. So I hope that makes sense. And I hopefully you can open up some questions, because I wanted to leave a lot of time for you guys to ask me as much as you want about camps, about questions, about anything you guys want to get to that next level.
Yeah, we do have a couple that have come in here. The first one, Dan, how much is a tryout worth versus coach's recommendation? Would you pick someone mostly from a tryout?
Okay, that's a great question. A lot of people think they come to these open camps, they come to these tryouts, and they're They're already selected. Everyone's already picked. For us, I can only talk about our organization. For us, we had 6 guys playing our team last year that came to our pre-draft camps or came to main camp, and they made our team. Out of that 6, 4 of them are going on to play Division One. I didn't know about them. They came to camp. I liked them. They ended up coming to our main camp and making the team. We had one guy that started out in a lower level in the 3HL that you guys already heard about before. And he played basically less than a month in the 3HL. We loved him, called him up after practice, and he ended up playing with our team the whole year. Dylan Smith is his name. He's from Chicago area. So really great story. But they're not always cookie cutters that we already have the team picked. We actually take a lot of value in guys coming to camp and showing us what they got.
The next one we have here, where do you find your players from? Do you have scouts following players at midget, lower junior levels? Is there value in player site destinations such as elite prospects?
Okay, great question. I find my players from all over. We can get 4 imports from different countries, Canada, Russia, Sweden, everywhere. 4 can play on our team. Everyone else is American born players, and they are found at midget, AAA, midget. We have AA players that played on our team. It does not matter on if you're at AA or AAA at a certain level. It does maybe, but at the end of the day, we've had many players play for me and gone on to Division One that played AA hockey. And we really look at our scouts to do a really good job of identifying those players that are good for us and what we need. And it's not always like the top. Well, we can't have all top 6 guys. We need those role players. So if you're a good role player, just like do that really well all the time. Do something that other guys don't want to do. If you are the high-end skill guy, then understand you're going to have to, at my level, work away from the puck too. So they're going to tell me that when we're watching your games, we're going to want to know how hard does he play, how hard does he compete. I really rely on my scouts to bring me that information. And we do a Zoom call with our scouts once a week on different players. I think there is some good sites to get some stuff out there on your behalf, but I really encourage you as players to email us coaches as much as you possibly can as well to get your name out there. We can't just go find everyone. There's a lot of hockey players out there. There's a lot of players that have emailed me and they've been on my team too because I didn't even know they were out there. So please do whatever you possibly can to, get your name out there to the programs and teams that you want to play for. It's like getting your resume out there, your name out there. If you just think they're just going to come see you all the time, we just don't have the funds as and in a junior program all the time. Now, do we watch a ton of video? Absolutely. I probably watch 16 to 18 players a day, at least. And I know my scouts are watching probably 15 to 16 players too. So if there's a camera, someone's watching you. And I'll give you one example too of our guys trying to get committed. And I'm a hard coach when I'm on the ice because I know those coaches are watching every one of your shifts to get committed for a $200,000 scholarship. We had 14 guys get committed Division One on our team. 14. We had, parents are going to love this stat, $1.6 million in scholarship money last year. So yeah, it pays off at a certain point, but I knew I had to get the most out of those guys every shift because I know when it comes down to being either this guy or this guy making it, it could be this guy just because of 1 or 2 shifts because they're going to watch every one of your shifts. When we tender and draft guys, we watch you probably 10 to 15 times before we draft you. So there's a camera on you. If there's a camera on you, we're watching. hope that answered it.
Yep, definitely. Especially with Live Barn and Hockey TV and all these different sites now that, you know, scouts have access and coaches have access to see you, even if it's not live. It's all recorded and they can revert back to all of your games throughout the year over the last couple years and really get a good picture of what you are as a player. All right, moving on to the next one. What do you look for in goaltenders? How do you evaluate them, and to what extent do you rely on your goalie coach's input?
Great question. What I look for in goaltenders is rebound control. When I don't want a goaltender to have the rebounds get kicked out back in front of them. I don't want the puck to, hit them, and just pop right out. I want pucks going to the corner. I don't want double blocker goalies. They have a hard time catching the puck. At our level, you have to be able to fight through screens, and we want every puck to go into you. And I think another important thing for goalies nowadays is you have to be able to handle the puck. Like, you got to be able to break a puck out. You got to be able to use your backhand and forehand for D breakouts. We do it all the time. You really have to do a good job. I guess the biggest thing is stopping the puck, number one. But then the second thing is where the puck goes is number two. And really make yourself big in the net, not small. We look for athletic goaltenders for us. There's different kind of styles, but that's what we kind of look for. We do rely on our goalie coach as well. He works with our players 3 days a week, and he's doing on ice 3 days, and he's doing usually on the 1 day of those 3 days, he's doing just all your goalie touches. So every time you get a shot, he's asking you, what did you see here? What do you think here? So he's really trying to get you understanding the game at a different level of maybe little tweaks he can do for you to get a puck to the areas that we need for the team.
And how about from a scouting standpoint for goaltenders? Do you rely on your goalie coach to assess the different kids you're considering?
I do, but I've done a lot of it myself as well. I'll run it past them, and it's a group effort. I'll send it to all my scouts to say, hey, these are like the 10 goalies that we really want to focus on. I want a little bit of a report on what you guys think is the guy you really like for, and then we have a group call and then we fight for them. And then we bring them into camp. So we do, when we're picking our team, we do a lot of evaluation on what your past numbers are, what we see on video, and what we see in the camp. So we kind of compile them all into one. I have had a guy that was unreal in camp, and he had like terrible numbers, and I couldn't believe. I go, what happened? Like, he goes, well, I dropped 25 pounds and I really worked out, and he was unbelievable at camp. And I thought he was going to score 30 goals for us. He comes back to main camp, and I see why he only got 15 goals or 15 points. Is he just didn't understand the details a lot. So I would really encourage that you guys work on those wall work on the details. That's going to help you guys, like I said, get to that next level.
We have one here for, is there a link to the presentation, a YouTube page we can access? I actually am recording this presentation, so we can send that out afterwards. But I think a lot of the stuff you did on this presentation, Dan, you kind of were cutting and clipping in, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll send this out to all of you, this presentation, so you can revert back to it. The next one, actually, there's two here that are fairly similar. How many days a week are players usually on the ice? And then also, what is the off-ice program like for you?
Okay, we basically are on the ice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then we play Friday and Saturday, off on Sunday. I'll go through a typical week for us off the ice. So we have a strength and conditioning guy, and we lift heavy on Mondays. Like, we want to be just like a mini college here, because that's where our guys are trying to get to. And any good program, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to emulate the team where you're trying to get to, or the program you're trying to get to. So the transitions easier. It's like going from grade 4 to grade 6. You can't, it's hard to do that unless you go to grade 5, you know? So you want to try and have that smooth transition. So we have a strength and conditioning guy on Mondays and Tuesdays. We get under weights, we're lifting, get stronger. On Wednesdays, we have a power skating instructor in the morning, and then we have a yoga instructor in the afternoon. And then we have SAT, ACT prep guy on Thursdays. And we have a nutritionist that works with you and the Billet family as well. And then, like I said, we play Friday and Saturday, and we do a ton of video. Like, we really try and get this part of your game. Everyone works out, everyone, you know, does all their fitness stuff. We get on the ice, we do all that stuff, but what we don't work on is hockey sense. And I feel in Lone Star, that's what we teach better than a lot of teams, is how to think the game, how to see the game at a different, different level than hopefully other teams. And that's why we found success, I believe.
The next question here, what's your ideal player video format and length, content, player stats? I think, like, what's your tools do you think are the most effective for, you know, what you're looking at?
Well, if someone sends me something, I believe that's what they're asking, right?
Maybe, or if just like what platforms you prefer to scout players.
Oh, like if someone's,
I think it's somebody who wants to put a video package together for their player and send it.
That's what I thought too. I think like a YouTube is obviously easy. You want to make it easy for us to, you don't want, it might be something where it's on your elite prospects, and then underneath there's a video that we can see you actually making, like just playing a game, but your shifts, and highlighting who you are. You always want to say your number, white jersey, black jersey, whatever you are. And you usually do a little bit of a comment of why you want to play for us. And, you know, it doesn't have to be that long, but I do want to see a little bit of what I consider your skating is a big part. You know, if you can make a play in a tight area, or just what you do well in some of that video. I don't want to highlight video necessarily. I would want to see kind of like just your shift videos. So then I can really break down in my eyes and say, I can live with this. This guy's really good at this. I know I have to teach him this, but that's fine. I can do that. It really helps me identify what I have to do with you as a person, or as a player, sorry.
Hey, while we're there on kind of those topics, how important are stats to you? You know, how when somebody's, because everybody's coming from, you know, different league, different background. So how much do you look at stats, and how much does that play into it, both for a player and a goaltender?
Great question. Stats to me are, like I said, I take a lot of, I've had guys on our team that basically had minimal points in midget hockey, but they served a purpose because they were big and strong and they finished checks. And I've had guys that got great numbers in midget hockey, and they could barely play for us because they didn't know how to play away from the puck. So stats are important, but what I really rely on my scouts to do is to watch the details. You know, I think we said 3 components we really look for is like your numbers a little bit, your video or what we see on video, you know, a little bit. And then we want to see what you can do at the camp, or see we do a lot of homework on you too. We call the coaches and we ask. So if you have sick numbers and you're a bad kid, I don't want you. Like, we have thousands of them. Just go to the next guy. So it's important to be a good teammate, good kid too in the program as well. But numbers do matter. Don't get me wrong. It's like everything. Numbers do matter, but they're not the end all be all. You don't make the next level just because you have numbers. You don't not make the next level just because you don't have numbers. It's how you're going to fit into a program or a system. what you're good at. You got to give me some 9 in your game. Like if you are all 6s, there's really nothing 9 for you to give me. Like you got to give me something that I'm going to take and say, he's going to be really good down the road. He's going to be really good maybe right next year. A lot of midget players for us, I'm just being honest, are not good till after Christmas. It takes that long of an adjustment. I'm just being honest with you guys. As much as we think we're all ready to go right into the next level, these guys are going for $200,000, $150,000 scholarships. They don't care how old you are. They don't care what size you are, your birth year. That means nothing to them anymore. They're just going to get what they want, and they want a scholarship. And that's what it's like at that next level. It is compete. So
You made a comment that I wanted to ask you is, as far as how they are off the ice and things like that, how important is like their body language during practice or a game? Obviously how they carry themselves maybe away from the rink, in the lobby, on the bus, all these different things that are happening outside of maybe their play on the ice. How important is that to you?
it's really important. Our record isn't our record without our guys coming in and buying in right away with good people, and they had good attitudes and their effort was great. If you have bad body language, and I'll give you an example. I coached pro for 7 years, and when I coached pro, we ended up winning it all 1 year, and then when we won it, we had all these guys go to Europe. They went all to Europe. They made more money. So I was like, good job, get where you want to go to make more money. So then the next year, I'm like, how am I going to replace these guys that just scored 20 goals? Some guys scored 30 goals. How am I going to replace them? So I just looked at all their numbers. That's all I looked at, just numbers. And I thought I was getting a 30-goal scorer, but he had the worst attitude ever. And they didn't know how to be winners. And it was really my worst year of ever coaching. I hated coaching. And I have such passion for the game. And when I lose passion, there's something wrong. So we really, really thought about the next year, how we were going to get the right kids in there. So we went and got captains and assistant captains, and we called the coaches, called the programs. And it was one of the, we took this team from way down here, and we ended up beating some of the best teams in pro hockey with less skill, but they had better mindsets. They had better buy-in. They had better team mentality. So if you have bad body language on the bus or bad body language with your teammates, first off, like you're not going to be the best player everywhere you go. You have to have that in your mind right away. And there's always someone going to be talking about you. You want to have a good reputation in hockey. It's a small world. I'm going to be calling different coaches. I'm going to be asking about you. It's like anything else. Like especially when it gets to my level and they're going to go call a Division I coach, he's going to call the midget coaches. He's going to call the trainers on my team and ask what kind of player was he when he asked their new stick. They want to know all that for 4 years. So get your mind, get your attitude right now if it's not, because it will affect you later on.
Got another one here for video. Where do you look for videos? Is it Live Barn or videos posted on social media?
We go a lot on hockey TV. We will do some on social media, but a lot are emailed to us. We have gone to what's that called, Bloomer? The Prospect. Do you remember what's the name of it?
The Prospect Exchange.
The Prospect Exchange. We've gone to some of that stuff. We really do a lot of research though on hockey TV, and we do it on if you send us an email or you send us a link to watch. But we don't go out there looking a ton on YouTube or anything like that. It usually has to get sent to us.
The next one here, do any of your players move up to the USHL, or is right to college more common for players moving up at this level?
Okay, that's a great question. We'll lose, like I said, we lost 14 to Division I last year, the USHL draft's coming up here, I believe, in the first couple weeks of May. And we'll probably lose 3 to 4 guys will get drafted. And we want those guys. Like we encourage guys to move up to the USHL as well. Some guys do want to stay at our level just because they get more ice maybe, or they're already committed and they don't want to lose the power play or the penalty kill all the time they're getting. So some guys did get drafted last year and they ended up staying with us, which they could have played in the USHL. Obviously the USHL 96% get D1 deals, where we're probably at 40 some. So if you haven't got or you're not committed, I would encourage them to go to the USHL if it's the right fit for them. But at the end of the day, players want to play too, and they want to get better. So whatever's going to help you get better is what I kind of recommend to them. Because we're moving a lot of guys on Division I too. So yeah, we move a lot of guys on, and we will get guys even back from the USHL as well. So it's it's that league where we have an older league, they have a little bit of a younger league. So it depends on some of the older guys end up playing up there. They didn't do, they come back to us, and some of our younger players go up, and then they go to school right away. So a lot of our guys are going right into school. We have a lot of older players on our team in our league.
All right. And just to clarify a comment that you made too, for the NA, it's about 40% are getting Division I scholarships, but there's obviously teams like yourself that produce more than 40% of your roster going to Division I.
Yes, correct. And I think every one of our guys has top D3 schools in the country calling them every day. It's unreal. Our guys get hounded pretty hard. So usually everyone, if they want, they'll have an opportunity to play NCAA Division I or Division III.
You got another question here. What's the average ages of the players on your team?
On our team, the average was 19 years old. So we had a lot of 01 D-men that we normally, our D core is a little bit older, but we have a lot of D-men supposedly coming back next year unless we lose them to the USHL draft. But we only have basically 2 to 3 forwards returning next year. So the year before we have is the opposite. We only had 2 D-men returning or 1 or 2 D-men returning, and we had like 5 or 6 forwards. So it changes every year. We know we're going to lose a lot of guys every year. So we're normally used to building teams, and thanks to help with Bloomer is 5 guys coming back is kind of normal for us.
And just to give you a gauge, so last year's team, 1999 birth year kids will be aging out this year. So the oldest kids in the NA for next season will be 2000s. So what do you think, Dan? You'll probably have mostly 2000s and 01s and some 02s on these rosters, and 03s is probably way too young for the league, but there may be 1 or 2 that somebody has somewhere.
Yeah, when we build our roster, we'll have a lot of 2000s this year that have junior experience, or they played maybe they played up in the Canadian junior leagues, the SJ. We're getting guys out of the BC league. We're getting guys out of Manitoba league that they just played against bigger, stronger players. That's the biggest difference from midget hockey to junior hockey is actually the strength. And we try and get as many of those kids as possible that junior experience. Then we'll go and we need to get some we tendered some midget kids that are going to be pretty good players. And like I said, we won't have them probably ready to play our hockey the way we want to play till Christmas. So those junior experiences guys will really help them, that they will kind of protect them a little bit on the mistakes they're going to make as a young kid playing junior hockey. And then those kids will be really good obviously after Christmas that helps our group. So a lot of, like you said, 2000s, 01s, and 02s, and maybe a sprinkle of 03 in there. So.
Okay, we got, do you recommend O3s attending the camp for exposure and experience, or should they wait until next season?
No, that's a great question. We ended up, our camp was really well ran last few years here, and we really do a good job, I think, of getting good players into our camps, and they help us for the following year. So we had out of our 4 midget tenders, 3 were at camp last year that we tendered right away once we got our tenders because they came to camp. We saw them and identified that they probably would do better going back to midget, playing a lot more. And once they did go back and play, we said, hey, like, we like you this much. We think you can play potentially on our team, but you might be in and out of the lineup too much. We think a smart thing would be to go back and play. But if he didn't come to our camp, we probably would have never even known about him to tender him right away once we got our tenders. So soon as I would really encourage you to come so I get to see you. You build a relationship with me. You see kind of, we really give feedback for out of our camps as well, what we see, what we don't like, what we do like. There's a lot of teams that will just put up lists. So we try and make sure that you get some kind of feedback on what we're looking for. And there's sometimes we say, hey, we want to tender you next year once we get our tenders, like first thing. And I think Bloomer, we did that with 2 or 3 guys out of Chicago too, didn't we?
Yeah, Chicago kids too.
Yeah.
That's it for questions so far.
Mike,
Any more?
why don't we just take it one age group further, 04s, because 04s are getting hit by all these emails as well, and see some 05s.
Yeah.
At what point, Dan, do you say, just wait a year or so? I mean,
I would be careful on, like, coming to these camps is really good to try and get exposure, but you got to be careful of, these kids are trying to make the team, and we are going to have some junior kids there. So, like, don't go out if you're, like, really 05s. That's pretty young. Like, it depends on your height, your weight, all that stuff too. But I would say it's a case by case when you're that young as a 05 and 04 when you say Bloomer. Like, not like, there's some guys that are bigger, stronger that can handle it, but there's a lot of kids that will not be able to. So I would really encourage you to just be careful. So.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of paint it with a broad brush because some of the pre-draft camps that you'll find are not necessarily, the programs are using it as a tool to, like, find guys to draft or tender on their teams. They're using it more as, I don't know, an experience, or, I hate to say a cash grab because that's kind of the common term, but there are programs that I would say don't use it like they should. And a lot of different, whether it's USHL teams or NA teams, they have their camps in Chicago. So a lot of our families and kids are kind of used to seeing some of these different things. So they get confused on whether to even do these camps. And if they do, sometimes there are 05s and 04s and really young kids that are in the camp. And it's a good experience because they're still seeing what it's like to be a part of those camps. But for somebody that's going to come to a camp like yours, where you're actually using it as a tool, so you're going to have 2000s and 01s and kids that played juniors in Canada and juniors in other levels in America, and some Europeans that are coming over trying to make a spot on your team. They have to typically go to pre-draft, show well, get invited to main camp, and then they're now competing for a spot on the team. So to have an 04 and 05 in some cases, they're not going to do well in that camp, and they're going to, in some senses, risk possible injury just because of what they're going against. So you just kind of have to be careful with what you're signing up for and do your homework on what that is. So, that's just kind of my sense of it, because we have a lot of people that come to us as coaches Dan, just so you know, like Kyle and I, and saying, hey, I got this email, because they're getting flooded with
Yeah.
them. And we got to distinguish whether it's a good opportunity for them, but at the same time, we don't want to hold a kid back from that experience. So we have to do our homework a lot to find out, like, what really is this camp going to be about? And sometimes we're all surprised until they actually show up for it on what it really looks like.
Yeah, there's so many emails, so many options out there to go to camps and do different things. It's really important you do your homework and you do ask your coaches and try and do you can't be going to 100 camps. It's just so much money. And really, I would really tell you, if you're that age, you should just pick maybe one camp to go to and make sure he's ready. That's all. So we don't want anyone getting hurt, but we don't want to discourage kids that are ready either, that maybe they could see an experience where it helps them the following year.
I got a question that's been asked in the past, and I just want to get your take on it. It's the majority of the parents or players on this call are going to be coming from Central States. Central States just in the last draft had a few players that were drafted in the NA3. And talk a little bit about your relationship with your NA3 team, and because we're really trying to help parents and players navigate their path to where they want to be. You discussed during the first part of the presentation that you pulled somebody up after a month and then they played with you the rest of the year from your NA3 team. Is it something is that common? Is that where do the NA3 players typically go?
Great question. We have a great relationship with the NA3 program because they're in our building as well. The coach and we work closely together every day. We communicate and talk to each other. We're one of the best NA3 programs. I think they only lost, about 6 games all year, and we lost 9. So we have a really good relationship with them. I think they benefit a little bit from us as well, because we do get players that end up coming to our camps and they see and identify, and they might go down there and they might practice with us a lot as well. So they get some practice time. It really depends. The parity is not tight. It's a little bit wide in the NA3 than it is in our level. Our level, the NA, is tighter parity. Their level's a little bit wider. You have really good teams, and you'll kind of have some teams that are not so good. I would really do your homework and research on what teams you're going to and how many guys they've moved on to, not just, but you want to know how many games they played in the NA that they moved them on to see what kind of program they are. There's a lot of coaches that have really good relationships in our league. We'll pump their players to our league, but there is some coaches I never hear from or never ever will probably either. So just be careful on what program it is and what coach it is, and just ask a lot of questions to those coaches to try and get as much information, because at the end of the day, it's your development, it's your path. I think it's a great path for some kids, especially, younger kids jumping in the league and trying to get their footprint in the NA. There's a lot of kids that have gone from the NA3 to the NA. We do have to tender and draft a guy out of the NA3. So there's a lot of exposure. We watch a lot of video on those guys, way more than we used to. I think the league, it started where the NA was here and the NA3 was way down here, and the gap is closing. So I think it's a good path for some kids, but obviously it's a case-by-case scenario and team-by-team scenario.
Kyle, did you have any other questions?
I didn't, and I don't see any more coming up. A lot of this was a presentation that was more in terms of details and film work and things like that. So I think players and parents are kind of anxious to get that to review it again. And I think that, just a fantastic job today, Dan. I mean, really impressive. Some of the things that you were breaking down and the way you did it, first time I've heard it broken down in the way that you did it. And I was just really impressed with how I knew it was going to be a good presentation. I just, I hope that families or players watch this because it's something that moving forward next season, whenever we get our season started, we're going to be reviewing a lot of the things you just went over using this presentation. So, Mike, that's all I have, unless you have anything else.
No, that's it for me.
I would just really rely on me, Mike, and your group if you need anything from us, for your coaches, or if you want to have players talk to us, please have them reach out. If you want us to put my email on the bottom to some of those players that maybe we on this call that we don't know about, if they want to get their name in front of us too, it'd be great as well. So my goal is to help players move on. That's all my goal is. So if I can help you, it might not even be with us. It might be with another program, other team. I'll do it. Whatever I can do to help players. So thanks, guys, for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks again. Thanks for coming on, taking time out, and stay safe. Hope all is well with you and your family. Everybody else out there, stay safe, and look forward to seeing everybody at the rink sometime soon.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Take care, everyone.
Take care.